The ACLU's Immigrants' Rights Project Deputy Director, Lee Gallant. Lee, it's good to see you. It's been a little while.
Yeah, thanks, Kate.
How do you see what's playing out in the Senate right now, what's playing out on Capitol Hill in terms of immigration? Why do you think it would be disastrous to compromise?
We are very concerned. These are not just changes to the immigration system. This is a fundamental reorienting of America's relationship to immigration. Let me just point out two places where the White House is signaling they would be okay. One is called nationwide expedited removal. That's just a fancy name for any ICE officer can walk up to someone and say, show me your papers, and decide if you haven't been here 2 years or not. If that person hasn't been traveling with their papers, they can then be detained and deported without any review within 48 hours based on a supervisor's signature. No one should doubt that that's exactly what the law is. The administration will tell you that's what the law does. They may claim they're not signaling it. We are hearing that they're signaling and they're okay with it. The only president who has tried that is President Trump. We went to court. We stalled it. President Biden came in and said he wouldn't do it again. I mean, think about what that would mean in Latino communities, other immigrant communities. People constantly worried someone's going to come up to them and say, show me your papers in the middle of the country. The other place where the administration is signaling is Title 42, exactly what, your guests have pointed out. Title 42 means no asylum. That means you're Christian, you're Jewish, you say I'm being persecuted based on my religion, no asylum whatsoever. Title 42 was extreme, but at least it was supposed to be temporary. We're talking about permanently implementing that. I mean, people need to understand how fundamental that is for the United States now to say we will not provide a safe haven for people fleeing danger.
Do you think there's a way to fix what's happening at the border? There are a lot of people coming over, right, and there are cities across this country and states that say we cannot handle it. Is there a way to streamline it, to fix it so that we can handle and properly screen the people who are coming through?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that, because absolutely. Saying the borders closed will not stem the tide. When people are desperate, I know from experience, I know from experts, people are going to come if they're desperate. The administration unbelievably put out a rule to streamline it, not close, but they never implemented. They said they didn't have the money, and I think they thought it didn't sound tough enough. But what it would have done is shorten the deadlines, put more asylum officers at the border, and streamline the process. That's exactly what we've been calling for. No one is saying the system doesn't need fixing, but to say no more asylum, that is an unbelievable thing for President Biden to do.
What about, what I mentioned a moment ago, and Mayor Adams here in this city has talked about this 6-month wait before migrants who have claimed asylum can start working?
Absolutely. That needs to be done. When you talk to these people, they want to work. They are desperate to work and to support themselves. They
clearly are. They're here in the city. They're walking up and down the subway selling candy to try to make a few dollars.
Absolutely. And every economic expert is saying we need people to do jobs. And so those are fixes. What it doesn't sound like is tough enough for people, but President Biden's not going to win a toughness fight with President Trump. It's going to just come down to a political miscalculation where no matter what he does, he's going to get bashed for immigration.
It's a problem when you can't talk about an issue that's so fundamental without making it into a very black and white, bad, good, wrong, whatever. It's more complicated than just the politics.
Exactly.
Certainly for those 30-second campaign ads you see during political seasons. Lee Gallant, good to have you. Thanks for being here.
Kate.